Yes, we're live. Okay. So this thing is it's having a delay. I can see that it's showing something that is coming in. Yep. Okay. So let me start recording because we also need to record. So at least it's telling our participants that we have gone live. And okay. So hope everybody is here now. Let me see what's going on. Let me see audience if they are here yet. Need a feedback. Okay. I think okay. Okay, I can see there's a delay on the YouTube. But that won't be a bother. I hope it doesn't make things look strange. Yes.
Sorry, can you see my screen is sharing
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
the
You
slide
want
bar?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can see the slides.
Okay, let me take it down. Just wanted to have everything ready.
Okay, yeah, something is
So just
up.
let me know when
I
you
think
start.
I don't know what's going on, but I think I will. It's not streaming on YouTube. I don't know.
Wow.
It's not
So do
streaming
we
on
log
YouTube.
out and log back in?
Sorry?
Do we log out and log back in?
I think I'll stop streaming. Yeah, they should we've gone live. So I'm wondering, and I need a confirmation that they can see us. And if you're not getting that confirmation, that means it's obviously not showing. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Before I stop it, I want to be sure it's up. Okay. Okay. So if you're joining us live, I need a confirmation that you can see this. Hello, are you here with us? Okay. Now I think the stream bits. I don't know what to say. I need a confirmation so that if this is not working, we will do another one. I can set up another live stream now.
I think
Well,
we should just set up another live one.
okay.
So that we don't just keep the
The stream
audience
will no
waiting.
longer be. Yeah, I need a confirmation. If there is anyone
Is there any way I can
communicating.
try from this end? Check on YouTube, huh?
Sorry? No, no, you're fine. You're fine where you are.
So just okay. Hit the audience.
Yeah, I need a confirmation. If there is anyone.
Is there any way I can try from this end? Check on YouTube, huh?
Oh, we're good. We're good. It's streaming. Sorry? No, no, you're fine. You're fine where you are. We're streaming now. We're streaming. Yeah, so oh, we're good. We're good. It's streaming. Sorry? You're fine. You're fine where you are. We're streaming now. We're streaming. Yeah, so okay. This is really funny. So I think we should start now. We're good. It's streaming. Let me show my face. So good evening, everyone. So this is just the official start. Yeah, the official start of our sustainability webinar. So if you're joining us now or you're watching it later, yes, this is the conversation we're going to have. And if you had seen our adverts, our flyers, and all form of communications we've sent out, you will know that we're going live to talk about recycling innovation. So my name is Frances Aborigo, the founder of Shimeji International and the host of Innovate Africa Conference. This is our webinar series where we talk about things that concern us and how we can apply things that we've learned to building products and setting up things that will make life easy for man. And we as moms, members of the community, ladies and women in tech, how we can contribute to our society, build a digital economy, contribute and also earn within the system. So today we're talking about recycle innovation. Our host today is the founder of Quadloop Technologies. He's already here with us. You must have heard his voice while we are trying to sort out the technical part of this setup. So I'm happy he's joining us now. And first, he's going to introduce himself. Yes, aside from being the founder of Quadloop Technologies, he has been doing a whole lot of contribution in recycling, things that we have used, especially electronics. I've heard their story, but today I want him to tell the stories by himself. And also, if you have checked their website or checked their social media handles, you've seen so far what they are doing. Currently, they are having what do they call it? Presentations and offers. Yes,
Exhibition.
he's yeah. What did you say? Okay, so
Exhibitions, yeah.
exhibition, that's the word I was trying to get. So they're having exhibitions right now in Abuja, and it's been a week long. And I know he had to join us because this conversation and this webinar is really important. I appreciate his time with us. And it's over to you, Mr. Dozie Bilo. Yeah, so let's get going. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Francis. Thank you so much for the warm welcome invite. I don't know, the camera and the lighting is not really very favorable right now, but yeah, I'll just manage to be
Yes,
audible
yes.
enough and try to be very close to my screen so that way I can, at least people can get to see my face. So, good evening, Lagos. Good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Dozie Grillo. I'm the founder of Quadloop, where we utilize electronic waste as a key resource to build sustainable energy products locally in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm happy to be on this exciting webinar titled Sustainability Through Recycling and Innovation. So this is something that, I mean, the three words here, sustainability, recycle, innovation, those are the things that we are all about at Quadloop. So I think I will share my screen. That way I should just give a brief presentation of what we do and how we started and where we are now as a company. So let me do that by sharing my screen. Hold on. Yes, I don't know. Can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yeah.
Great. So yeah, so I had to do this presentation at the Nigerian Innovation Summit um in October, right? This was the same presentation slide that was presented during my 5 minutes pep talk. And I just feel like it's the best for me to use to tell our background story. So yeah, so this is me back in 2014, 2015. So I was fortunate to join some young team of telecom field engineers. And then I entered the sector as a trainee. So my job was to, of course, help people carry panel, help the professionals carry the panels, lift it up, and do some tiny wiring here and there. I did that for a while, helping out and understanding how renewable energy system works in base stations, right? Our task back then was to take out the the diesel generator and incorporate a DC AC hybrid solar system generator. So this was what we did in 2015, and we did it down up to about 2017. It was a project that took me to different parts of Nigeria, almost all the states in the southwestern region, a few states in the north and southeast. So we traveled as far as going to Kaduna, down to Kafanchan and Zaria, installing solar systems in telecom base stations. Further down the line, this is a picture of one of the sites that we did in and somewhere in Ondo State. I really like this to show this picture because this particular site gave us so much headache. If you look at the installation here, we are trying to put the panel on an existing roof. So it was very, very, very tedious. So after we had this done, I had to take the picture, and I always like to talk about it because it was very tedious back then. So this was a 6 kilowatt system that we installed using incorporating it with a DC generator set alongside with the solar. So it's more like a hybrid system. So yes, that's the telecom story. And now this is Quadloop. So yeah, what is Quadloop? We are a clean tech company that leverages e-waste to create sustainable energy products. We notice and understand the lack of energy access and of course in others underserved communities. And during my time as a field engineer, traveling here and there, different parts of Nigeria, I noticed that there's a need for us to build something that would, of course, serve the underserved and serve the local market. I saw cases whereby people would come around to pay, let's say, 100 naira back then to charge their mobile devices. These are communities whereby people wake up in the morning and all they think about is they just go to this particular shop that's connected to a gas station, having a portable generator. The gas station feeds the generator, and there's a multiple extension box, and there's a guy there that just labeled the phones with sellotape and collects 100 naira. And I saw like, man, what if we design something that these people can obviously have in their houses? They don't need to come all the way out to pay, have them charge their phones conveniently, their phones, their touch lights, their Bluetooth speaker, basic things, so that's how we started the journey around Quadloop. So in 2016, we started doing some research. And as you can see, this particular image has some, what's it called? It has some dates on it. These are screenshots from my phone back then. So this is August 26, 2017. I used to live in Ikorodu, and I had a 2-bedroom apartments. One room was my workshop and the other one was my bedroom. So that's when we started doing this. By that time, it was just myself and Shitu, which a colleague of mine that we met at the School of Electronics back then in Lagos. So we were trying our hands around trying to build something local that could fit in, that would add value. So at this point, this was what we came about. If you look at the picture by the right, we came about a portable solar wall lamp. This one doesn't have USB, and it uses a small panel. So fortunately, we were able to push this out to some hospitals, and the feedback wasn't really cool at all because after 3 months, they started calling us like, hey, it's not working again. This, and we knew that, yes, if we want to really do this, we have to do something that is up to standard and that delivers the value that we propose. So moving down to 2018 thereabouts, we went to some hospitals to talk to pregnant and nursing women to sensitize them of the need to use cleaner, greener energy as opposed to kerosene lantern and other fossil fuel um, um, energy sources. So the other picture by the left is myself and Alex Shitu. This time around, I've moved to another apartment and I use my sitting room and this time around to do the workshop. I mean, I didn't have much to put there, so I had to put up my big table and we started moving again. So in 2020, just after COVID, we decided to get back to work again and iterate on from this. Then we now came up to this. So this was kind of an improved version of what we had previously. But it has a very, a lot of disadvantages. Number one, it's not something that we had to outsource the entire enclosure to a third party. And we, as a company, we wanted to be able to carry out at least 80% of our activities internally, not by giving somebody money and you keep calling the person and you be like, yeah, the person's messy. Anyway, we gave this particular company 500,000 naira. I mean, it's an individual that runs a company, and it came about this awesome, colorful design, and we were very excited, like, we can do different colors and all that, but we didn't know that, yes, it's just another hurdle to cross. This particular product, we designed it, we input our components on it. It has a lot of downside. Number one, the LED cover is too thick. It doesn't allow the light to illuminate outside. So no matter how strong the LED we have in there, it doesn't still give this bright feeling, right? Number two, the material is made from breakable plastic. Is just slightly stronger than an eggshell. So each time it drops, it just scatters. So all these things we were like, man, we can't really commercialize this kind of design, although we had this very octagon shape and everything, but yeah, we wanted something better. So down to 2021, we launched it regardless, and we put a few of the units in the market. And this is done because we knew that, yeah, of course, for us to be able to iterate and develop, we need to be able to have customers use it and give us feedback. So these are our team back then. I invited a few friends to join us when we were doing the product launch, and we launched this particular version. But we didn't stop there because it wasn't what we wanted, right? Then we went a step further. These are images of where we are coupling it at the apartments back there. And these are some few customers that bought it. I mean, they were somewhat happy with it. But yeah, personally, we were not happy with the fact that we've not gotten what we wanted. So down the line, we now got introduced to e-waste. And this was more like the game changer because we found out that for us to really, build something that is of good value, we need to be able to consider our key resource. And we understood that Nigeria is one of the countries in West Africa with the highest number of electronic waste. This is directly proportional to our population. So we started doing some research around electronic waste. Basically, you can see this is a dump yard. They have different sort of plastic materials and e-waste material from ABS, PLA, ABSFR, PC, stuff like that. So we started doing some research, seeing how we could use these to form something tangible. Then in 2021, I was invited. I applied for a program called Innovate, IFA Innovate Hub. It was a program that was done by the Israeli embassy and a private institution called Innovate, and also the office of the vice president at that time. Then it was Oshibanjo, His Excellency. Yeah. So e-waste. So this is a bit of a recap about electronic waste. Of course, it's one of the fastest growing waste stream. It's something that only 17% is really utilized and formally recycled. So down the line, we're able to come up with this awesome design utilizing certain electronic waste material. And this is where we are now. And we are very happy with the feedback we're having. So this project took us from 2016 down to 2022, because it was 2022 that we had to launch this one. And after launching it, we still have to do some tweaking here and there to be able to satisfy the value of what we are giving our customers. So yes, so this is what we have right now. It's called Idunu, because we have to name it joy after all the struggles. We have to give something that give us hope. So we have to give you like, your name is Idunu, just give us joy because we've struggled, right? So yeah, so Idunu Solar Lantern is actually designed from 70% electronic waste material. We are proud to say we have manufactured and sold over 400. Currently at the exhibition here at Third Fair Eagle Square. The exhibition started on Monday and ended today. We came with about around 30 pieces and we sold everything. Everything. Like the last two was sold around 4 p.m. today. So we sold everything and we're really excited that the demand and the need for it is really, really uprising. So it only provides you with basic lightning and of course a USB mobile charging. It has a USB port that allows you to charge your 5-volt devices, your mobile phone, your Bluetooth speaker, fast charge. It has a brightness controller that allows you to tune down the brightness and turn it up when you wish. It comes with a 25-watt solar panel, and of course it delivers a 15 to 18 hours backup time in terms of lightning. So here's one of some use cases of the product. You can see this is a shawarma guy somewhere around Bagada. This guy was selling the shawarma when they had sometime early this year where we had the outbreak of cholera. And he came to me and he saw our Instagram handle and he reached out. We told him that, yes, this lamp is going to give you better value because the lantern they are using currently is not really bright. So people are wary about what they eat. They don't really see how you dice your cabbage and the likes. So when we sold this to him, although he was like, he can't pay at once, we had to give him the installment payment option because we know he runs a business and he can't leave his business and run away because we gave him a lamp. So this is the use case. We sold it to him and he was very happy. I would say that he told us categorically that his sales have increased because people do a drive-by, and when they wind down and they see that everywhere is clear, they can see the neatness of the vegetables and everything. So it actually helped to drive his sales forward. Another picture here is a Mishai somewhere around some part of Lagos, I think Keja. And this guy is into, of course, tea and bread and egg. Yeah, and this another one is a use case somewhere around Ikeja as well. And this lady is into food selling. So you could see that this product is actually something that delivers value especially for small businesses and homes. So we have a bit of a small, medium team. So these are facility somewhere around Ibejuleki. And these are part of our team members. We have male and female. As you can see, there's a lady there. We have another lady again. And we have some other few ladies in terms of marketing and sales and of course, sustainability lead. So this is our facility where we manufacture the product. And yeah, so thank you. So that's just about what I want to present for you to understand where we started and where we are now at Quadloop, our flagship product in the Solar Lantern. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a noise behind me. I want to control.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Is there any sound? You're hearing any noise behind?
No,
Sound, right? Okay, I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so that was a beautiful one actually, because you took us through a journey, and that journey is actually so complete that you started from your house. So it wasn't that you waited till when you have got everything figured out. You had times you tried before you got what you wanted. Because the reason why this is very important is there is this thing about persistence. There's this thing about consistency. You did not say, okay, this business idea is not working. Let's try something else. you felt like there is something we are still yet, we are yet to get to, and we'll keep pushing at it. And until you got it right, you didn't stop. So I understand that there might have been resources spent and all that, but we'll get to that because I have a few questions I want to ask, because I know that our audience will want to ask few questions, especially when it concerns women. Now that I might be a person that is a stay-at-home mom and I have the desire to go into recycling, there are a few questions that will be in their minds. I hope they are coming up with questions in the chat now. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But before we start getting the questions dropping in, I would like to ask you a few questions. So what would you say? Because I know you've said a lot about how your journey was. And what would you say was the biggest challenge you guys encountered when you started building?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge was having to manufacture, like have an enclosure. Like we already figured out the internal parts of the product, which is one of the things that most electronic enthusiasts can really figure out faster, like how to build a functional product. But to work loading, to package it and make it look, aesthetically pleasing was a big challenge for us. And we didn't want to have something that when you look at it from 2 meters away, you'd be like, that thing is a local product. I mean, it looks local. We wanted something that would stand out, right? So that was the goal. We were like keen to make sure that we have something that would compete in the international market, right? So for all the challenge earlier was getting to have that design right and getting to be able to control the design internally, not giving a third party.
Yeah, that's actually a good one, because I remember the first day I saw the Idunu, hope I pronounced it well, sure. It was really beautiful. Like, are you serious? This is recycled. Like, what magic was into it? I kept turning it around, and it's lightweight as this. So you guys did a great job, because it's something anybody can proudly keep anywhere and not start feeling like this is a made or so. So forgive my I'm very happy about the fact that you went through that, because you know the kind of client you want to sell to. It's not just a random product. So that answered already. I have a few questions about you're already addressing issues in Africa, so that has been covered. So I'm looking at, what would you say are opportunities that women can vie into, like when it comes to recycling? What would you say to women, like, so far so good? If I were to be a woman having this dream to recycle, what would you advise the person?
Yeah, so the word recycling is I mean the term recycling is very vast. I mean it's very large. So we have different forms of recycling. We have the plastic recycling, we have the e-waste recycling, we have the biogas or bio waste recycling, right? So number one, you need to be able to know where you want to play. Most of the women we see today play around the plastic waste, PET bottles and aluminum cans. Most of the recyclers are within that region. And I don't blame them, because that one is easy. It's more like A, B, C, D, E, right? But for e-waste, it's a bit kind of challenging. You need to have some good background understanding of e-waste. And the same goes for bio-waste. I mean, you don't want to be seen carrying some sort of bio-waste here and there, right? So, but what I would say is that first thing, if you want to go into recycling as a woman, you need to understand the sector that you want to play, and we're
Yeah.
encouraging women to come into the e-waste sector. Probably coming years, we need to start engaging and having to train people to understand that e-waste is not as difficult as you think, although it has its hazardous parts, but there are materials that understanding the materials that you're playing with will make you be safer. Because at the end of the day, even if this e-waste, even if everyone is scared of recycling a certain amount of, component of e-waste, if it end up on our landfill, it's still going to cost, it's like a circle. It still comes back to us. So take, for
Yeah.
instance, we have people that buy laptop batteries, and they go to computer village and they change the battery. And instead of them to give it to people like us, They decide to keep it somewhere in their cupboard, in their wardrobe. I don't want to, I bought it expensive. It's the original one. And you leave it there, maybe you have three or
Yes.
four. And it's there in your wardrobe. And somehow water spills on it, you don't know, it's still there. It start becoming rusty. It's still there. It emits some
Yeah.
gases that is unhealthy for you in your
Yeah.
house.
It's
Okay,
true.
now you decided to go and throw it in the trash. And the normal guys come and say, okay, today they are coming on Monday to pick trash, and they come and they throw everything together, boom. These guys don't segment e-waste, they put everything bio waste or whatever waste, all of them together, and they take it to wherever and they try to burn it. When you burn it there, the chemicals from those batteries, they have very, very serious harmful chemicals. We have chemicals such as lithium, cobalt, titanium in the batteries. And when you burn them, the sun hits them, the rain hits them, it goes down to our soil, which is what we still
Yes.
use to produce what we eat. So my point is we need to be able to tackle this problem from at least from the easy level, and people with more professional experience can go deeper with the ones that have more harmful chemicals. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
encouraging young people to join the e-waste
Yeah.
recycling, and we want women as well because women are proven to be, at the forefront of recycling.
Yes. That's true. You mentioned a lot of key things that
Generally.
actually I'm afraid that it will happen when it comes to the hazard of keeping this kind of waste, because a lot of us are guilty, but it's not because we desire to cause waste or harm ourselves, but instead we keep those things
Yeah.
because, just like you said, we spend so much money and we want to preserve it. Because I know that if there's a particular phone I used when I was in uni, I still know that that phone is still in my property. There is this BlackBerry, my first BlackBerry. I know if I look for it, I'll find it in this house. So these things are things we naturally do. We don't know how bad it is, because when it comes to recycling and waste, it's very important to look into it. Because now that you're talking, what I would have done, what most of us would do, is to go inside, get it all, and say, hey, this thing is causing me health issues. Let me go and pack all of them, dump them in the bin. That's another bad move, though, which will eventually come down to
Yeah.
hurt us or our ecosystem. So that one noted. Please, if you're watching this thing later, you're
Yeah.
watching this webinar later, or you're joining us live, please know that those actions are actually what's causing us issue. And if we can start it, if there is no form of waste of that nature in our vicinity, in our community, you see much people living longer and healthier. When people talk of lead poisoning, we think it's so far from us. It's so close. So I was going to ask you about that. When you manage some of these items, chances are you get in contact with lead. How do you prevent that? So you guys that are into the recycling, how do you protect yourself as well when it comes to this particular products that you're working with? Yeah, harvesting,
Yes.
battery.
So for our lantern, yes. So for the lantern, one of the things that the key resource is the battery. So what we do that we have partnership with some companies that supply us these batteries, and they are looking as good as new, although to them they are regarded as dead batteries, but they are not dead to the level that it start emitting, is rusty, is that I mean bringing out chemicals. No,
Maintenance,
they are
swelling,
dry
all
cell
of that.
batteries. The only time when they get swelly and all that is when you dump them out there, rain beats them, sunshine on them. No, but these guys, they get these batteries from their facility in a very fresh way. It still looks very good. That's we're not happy to pay for it, right? We can't pay for something that is already emitting. It's like your problem give us,
That's
So
it.
the batteries that we collect though, and batteries getting to that level of emission, right? That's one. Then the ones that have gotten to end of life, because we use second life battery to build our product. So the ones that have gotten to end of life per se, we work with recycling partners. One of them is Hickney Recycling. So they now we put them into drums, seal them up. This blue drum that you use for ice, the very big durable
Yes, yeah.
drum. So put them there, having the necessary protective PPE, like gloves, like you have to cover your nose, you have to wear an overall. So you have to carry those batteries that that, yes, this one's already worn out. They are really bad. You store them into that drum with sand in there.
Okay.
Then you seal it up, and you seal it with a nylon as well. Then export them to Germany. So in Germany, they collect the battery. They have a standardized process to now extract the precious metal from these batteries. The lithium, the titanium, the cobalt that was used to build the battery before is now being extracted to build new ones. So that's the end
Really?
of life cycle from brand new to yes, please.
That's impressive. I'm very happy because I was going to ask, okay, how about those ones that are not qualified? How do we handle them? So now, yes, there is a possibility to save our planet. You know, when people are singing, save the planet, climate change, clean tech, and the rest of them, we think it's so far-fetched. It starts from our individual decisions to make sure that these things are well taken care of. So let me get to my next question, because you've answered the question
Yes.
of recycling, the health hazard, and the issue of also our part to get to play. So now, Quadloop, you guys are actually working with companies that are supplying you. So me as an individual, how do I get to work together with you guys? Because now that I know that Quadloop is here and my electronic waste can as well earn me some little change. So instead of dumping them, causing more hazard, I can as well work with you guys. I don't know. I don't know if there's a pay or remuneration on it, but how can I work together with you guys as an individual to ensure this recycling and also contribute to your business or yeah, your idea?
Yes. Yes, thank you so much for that. In recent times, we've had people reach out to us via email, social handles and all, and phone calls. And they'll be like, hey, I have XYZ. I remember a few months ago, a particular lady on the island reached out to me and she sent me, I think she was moving from a rented apartment to her own house. So I think she had new appliances and the lights. So she showed me old fridges, television sets, and all these things. And most of these things are things that we don't use to build our products, right? There are certain e-waste material that we are happy to pay for. We are happy to buy. And because we don't have a very robust facility to manage all sorts of e-waste, we don't really want to accept them, right? Compared to what the former recyclers, what they do, people like Itera and Hickory, they are the ones that have big facilities. They are the ones that have different processes to dismantle segments and shred, right? But for us, our own model is to collect certain waste material and use it to build products. But we now decide that, okay, let's find a way whereby people that want to still put out their waste there, can still get an incentive. And this is one of the things that our sustainability manager, Tolu Walashe, is still working on. We had several meetings with the team, seeing how we could, of course, propose something for next year that allows us to collect XYZ kind of waste. So we're looking at around the renewable energy sector and a bit of mobile, see how we can collect things that are tangible, because the number of people that are giving us things should have things that are tangible. People like you, your BlackBerry from uni. So we're looking for a way to to work around that. And it's something that, of course, we have to incorporate technology so it will be seamless. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was muted. So what I was saying, yeah, you mentioned the fact that it's there's a possibility, there are chances, there are doors you're going to open, but it's still in the process. So I'm not giving out the impression that people can now jump right into it and pack all their phones and bring it to you right now. Yes, that when the time is right, you're going to announce it and people are going to jump right into it. I know that communication will be made available in all your platform that people can now come through this channel and get through. But we love what you're doing. So are there possibilities of companies in the future, like, okay, even now, want to partner because you're already working with a particular group of people that have well-organized system and they have reserved batteries. So there are other companies that don't know about you guys yet. Okay, so how can they get to meet you guys? What are the doors you have open for them?
Yeah, so we are very happy to work with other companies, especially the banks, right? Because the research that we did, we found out that aside from home users, the banks and other corporates, mainly the banks, they have so much e-waste, right? They have fleet of monitor screens, desktop computers, they have CPU, all these other things. So the monitor screen and the CPUs, those are the things that we can actually and the likes. So we're looking to work with the banks and all these banks that have fleets of waste, because I'm sure that every year they have some bad systems and they have a place whereby they go stack them. So if they are willing to work with us, maybe say they give us XYZ waste and we use it to create XYZ amount of lantern, and that can be used for a CSR project at the end of the year. So banks are mainly because we need to be able to have good numbers of the waste. If we don't have good numbers, if we're having 1 year and somebody in K2 drop 3, it doesn't really make much of a sense. We need them as bulk as we can.
Yes.
That's the only way we can make some business case from it.
Okay. Okay. That's
And the banks
beautiful.
are the best
So,
people to work with.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. So that said, if you work with the bank or you work with any system that you have wastes, electronic waste, e-waste, you get them in numbers. These are the people you need to reach out to. If you don't have access to them, your email is quadloop.com, right? Can you still hear me?
No, my
I
personal
know
email is.
network can be very funny. But
So
your
let me drop
personal
my
email,
personal. Yes, it's dozie.igwilu@gmail.com.
okay,
Then
okay, yeah, I will
we
share
have an
it.
email.
No problem.
Yeah. So
Yes, I've
this
seen that.
one,
So, okay, that's cool. So I'll also share it on our YouTube channel as well as, okay, there are two. Yeah, fine. So I'll share it here and also share it at in our community. So anyone that wants to reach out to you can as well do that. And all your social media channels, you can as well send a DM that will get through to you. So that said, we understand how can individuals anyway, we understand that individuals are not necessarily going to start supplying because the numbers may not be enough for the need to have, and people we need to supply to. So now I need light. I need Idunu or any other new product you have. So how can I reach you? How can I get it across to me? I know this question sweets you past, right? So how can I get the product
yes, I
over
mean
to
that's
my
exciting. So you can either send a message to our Instagram handle, so which is at Quadloop Create, and of course the website. We have a form there whereby if you fill in the form, we get your feedback. If you want to, it's mainly for distributors, right? Because most of the people that reach out to us from the website are distributors. But for individuals like people that want to buy 1, 2, 3, they can reach out to us on the Instagram handle, right? But we are planning to launch our website in a way that people can actually order from the website directly. So
Yeah.
that is still in the works. So by next year, first quarter, we should be able to launch that out as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's a good one. So every link you've shared with me, okay,
That's
www.quadloop.africa.
perfect.
That's it. So I will
That's it.
share that. I'll share that with our team and people that are joining us. Let me copy and paste it here. Okay. Oh, so I have questions here. We have Idafe. He's asking, how can one join the e-waste sector, and are there trainings for such? Yep. So yep, that's one. If you're ready to answer that question, we'll be happy to hear you.
Okay. So yeah, so you can you can join the sector, but of course you need the training. I like the fact that I asked about the training. So there's an organization called EPRON, as a Producer Responsibility Organization of Nigeria, E-Waste Producer Responsibility Organization of Nigeria. So EPRON probably usually run trainings for people that want to move into the electronic waste sector. They give you first-hand knowledge of e-waste, how to recycle them responsibly. They let you know the governing bodies, the documentations you might require, and the do's and don'ts, right? So if you go to EPRON website, which is epron.org.ng, you can get more information. I think their office is somewhere around Maryland, Lagos. So you could get some more information about e-waste. When it comes to e-waste Nigeria, they are one of the guys that of course, manages some certifications and the like. So if you reach out to them, they'll give you more feedback. From our own side, we usually train people on how they can utilize e-waste to build what we build. And those are people that, most of our staffs that we work with. But we are still looking for ways whereby next year we'll do some sensitization and other ways to see how we could allow people to give out their waste and earn some money. So yes.
Okay, cool. So, Edafe, I hope that answers your question. Please feel free to drop your questions right here while we still have access to him live with us, so we can clear every form of doubt you have in your mind about joining the renewable energy system. So there's a question here by Philomena Agu. She says, was there a point where you said, this thing I'm not doing again? What helped you to come back from that phase? So was there a point where you're like, I'm not doing it again? Like, this is way too much. Okay. Yeah, did you get that? Yeah,
The network is,
we're having a network issue.
yeah, I think I got the question.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can right now.
Yes, the point of I know the again points. That one came now.
Regular Nigeria situation.
Yes, yes. So at the early stages, it was really hectic because I had already invested all the money I made as a telecom field engineer into buying some basic materials, right? And also paying for my rent and buying some workbench and some workstation. And I usually go to Computer Village then to buy batteries from laptop engineers, right? So I invested so much of money back then, buying batteries, taking them back to the lab, sending them down, testing them, a lot of sleepless nights testing batteries to understand the chemistry behind the lithium excesses with a battery. So it was of cash, and you're probably being invited to come somewhere to come talk about your solution or your innovation, and you don't even have transport, right, to get there. So at some point, I was really frustrated, like maybe I will just go back to look for a 9 to 5, which I
Yeah.
did. But one of the things that kept me going was that I was intended for. So I actually worked in renewable energy companies. So I used to work with Sun King, which is a solar giant right now. I worked with them in 2018 as an ASR, area sales representative. So my job was to recruit distributors, brand them and give them SKUs. SKUs are products. Right. So I worked with them for a while to get some money to feed. Then learn in the process, right? Then that was before the pandemic. So those were times that actually did help me to sustain myself was paying the company at that point, right? So yes.
Mm. Yes. So this is reality. It's not like everybody came out and they have all the fundings they need, but sometimes you might just have to address some situation by seeking out funding from your own handwork. So he said he was working and he still raised funding for himself while he used it to to support his dreams. So now I know that things are much better because I heard the good news about today's exhibition or this week's exhibition and how it's going. I want to hear it from
Yes.
you. I don't want to be the one talking about it. So share with us.
Well, I mean, I would say it's really awesome because, and I would say one thing, I think people in Abuja, they are more liquid. We in Lagos,
Aw.
we used to,
Yeah,
we attend at exhibitions in Lagos, more exhibition like back to back. And sometimes, we end up loading these products back in the vehicle, driving them back home, right? And last year we mentioned that, sir, I'm making sales, what's happening? The typical Lagosian would be thirsty, and you give him water, like, take bottled water,
right,
and he still be telling you that, why would I want to drink this water? Why do I drink this water? Okay, you
right.
need water, you're thirsty, take. And they'll still be stubborn. Forming. But here in Abuja, I realized that people see a clear need, and if they see something that they need, they're happy for it, right? So they are very
Right.
happy to pay for it. So we came with about 30 lanterns. I would have even sent down more, and we sold everything. And we still have people that were already done some pre-orders that when I get back to Lagos, we have to ship them down to them as well, as soon as we
That-
can. So it's actually a good experience, and it's a good one. Exciting times ahead.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Because the reason why I wanted to share this is that, there's always a phase, there are phases and phases and all that. There are times you get to see things differently by the experience you have out of it. And I'm happy that it's happened this way, that now you have seen there is, obviously, there's a market. But now the whole situation is much clearer that
Yeah.
there is a group of people that request due to maybe, let's say there's a cultural behavior, because Lagosians are testing and testing. Probably we Lagosians believe that there are many other options. Let's not just jump right into it. Let's test and test until we see that there's nothing we can do. Maybe something happens that we cannot help it. We rush after it. By then, we'll be knocking on your door
Mm.
late at night. But now I understand a
Yes.
different situation from those that are in Abuja, that there's a cultural difference. Yeah, even though we are in the same country. So we're also are you guys looking at expanding outside Nigeria for the future? Do you have a plan of going to countries, African countries? Because obviously there's always an e-waste somewhere you can pick up. Are you looking into that? How soon?
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you look at our website, it's called Quadloop Africa. It's an African concept, right? It's not a Quadloop.ng. So we plan to, of course, collaborate with other stakeholders in the e-waste sector in other parts of Africa, places. We're already in conversation with people in Ghana. There's a company called Footprint Africa in Ghana. There's another company in what's it called? In Kenya, Nairobi, B Center. There's one also in Tanzania and Mozambique. So we're looking to see how we could merge forces with these other African countries and see how we could, of course, understand the pain points and the kind of product that we will design utilizing the e-waste that is being generated locally.
That's nice. So there's also a question in the group now. Same Philomena, she says, how does e-waste recycling differ from traditional recycling processes? Because I think we need to know why that's the best option. Okay, it's just a matter of definition and what you want to go for, but I'll let you answer your question. Yeah. Okay, let me drop it in the chat in case the question is not clear.
Okay. So this question is a bit tricky because when you mention traditional recycling processes, so personally, I don't know what that means. I mean, you have a better idea of the traditional recycling processes that you're talking about. Number one, you say you have recycling in a traditional way. What materials are you recycling? If it's in what sector? Let's say you are recycling in e-waste. What kind of materials are you recycling? Right. So, and what are the means? What is that way that you're talking about? right? So most of the traditional way that we have seen in the past are not things that are of good I mean, they are not eco-friendly measures, So some people might decide to say they take a certain waste material to a very far community and they burn it there, right? Thinking that's the traditional way, or maybe they bury it somewhere, dig a ground and put them there and bury them and burn them, thinking that that's the traditional way. At the end of the day, you're still going to pollute the soil. And this is the same soil that we grow our crops on, right? So I'm not really clear about the traditional way. If you can be more explicit to say, hey, this is the XYZ way, and why is it different by DWY? Did you get so? But I don't know about this, so sorry.
Yeah, yeah, good. So yeah, so if you can make your question a lot clearer, it will be easy for him to answer. Okay, so good. So we're looking into the future now. So let's see, I've asked you your plans about moving into wider Africa, and you shared, yeah, your plans to go into it. So, okay, yeah. So are there new initiatives you guys have in mind? If it's something you want to share or you want to surprise us at the right time, please, yeah, something like that.
Of course, we have plans to
Yeah, I guess the network is not bad, so I can't hear you.
roll out, I mean, introduce another version of our product. Can you hear me now? Yes. So
Yes.
I was saying we have plans to introduce. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so we have plans to introduce other products category because as a company, our plan is to have at least a minimum of 3 products across different range, the low, the mid, and the high. So for the low, which is the solar lantern, and now we're moving towards, and we're happy with the the delivery of the solar lantern. So we are looking to shift towards some R&D of the mid products, which is the solar home system that can be used by people that work from home, software DevOps, and something that can charge their laptop, provide cooling, stuff like that, multiple charge. A few, we already have that, but we're still fine-tuning on the design because, like I said, our goal is to always be able to put out products that would compete internationally.
That's great.
Excuse me. So that's what we are looking to do next year. And then same thing is to, yeah, and we're still looking to do our third product, which is the solar generator, something that can power a standard apartment, a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a duplex. So
Yeah,
those are the things that we have in store for next year. We just started out with, to make people know the brand and at least see that, yes, local manufacturing can as well compete with international standard.
yeah, absolutely. That's so beautiful. Like, I'm so excited for you guys. Then there is this last question I have, which is more like, how do you want to incorporate technology in the future? Like, no, now we're enjoying a lot of IoTs. So is it possible, or is it currently something you're doing? I don't know about that yet. So is it something you plan to do in the future? Yeah.
Yes, IoT is, of course, is part of electronics, is an arm of an aspect of electronics. Internet of Things, it's more like smart electronics, whereby you can interact with your devices. So IoT is something that we are pushing ahead to introduce in our next product, and also AI. So AI in terms of how we can be able to do a track and traceability, right? Or probably we're still thinking of using maybe the AI technology or the blockchain. So because since we're utilizing second life batteries, we should be able to know how to trace this battery. Traceability is key for us. And the way we could trace this is not by sending post letter, right? It's by embedding technology to the solution, right? Introducing things like AI and blockchain. So we have plans to have that, but on our next
Yeah.
range of products. But although on the other hand, we are working on having a charging station model that allows us to deploy the solar lantern to communities, and they come there to charge maybe every 2 days. So that one is going to be an IoT smart station, charging station. So it could collect other data such as humidity and other information that can help to detect if there's an outbreak or something that can endanger the people living at that particular community. Right, so this is something we have in store to do, and we are planning to set one up somewhere around Ekpe axis in Lagos next year.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So yeah, we have a plan for the future. So yeah, someone's question is coming in here. Edafe is asking, what's the name of the institute you mentioned? If you can write it down so we can share it in the chat. Yeah, the institute. Okay, so while he's doing that, let me respond to you, Philomena.
Around that.
Okay, so Philomena was asking.
Is it Apron?
Sorry? Oh yeah. Let me see what's in the chat. Oh, Epron, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me drop it for him here. Epron. So that's it there. You say it's located where? Where do you say it's located? Here in Lagos.
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay. Thankfully, Edafe is in Lagos. But is there a counterpart outside Nigeria, like in Kenya?
Yes, they are waste collectors, they are regulatory bodies around, but these things are very, very regulated by the government. So people like Apron can answer such questions, because electronic waste is a crime to transport e-waste from one African country to another. It's like you're giving me your problem. Do you understand? So there's a lot of paperwork that are required.
Yeah, that's cool. So no, I'm speaking of those joining us from outside Nigeria, because there are some members of our community that are from Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa. So I'm thinking if they are to join this line of career, who should they meet in their closer vicinity? But if the answer is not here readily, we can have it much later. I will appreciate that, so we can share it with those that will be asking. Okay. Okay, so in response to the question I'm seeing here, Philomena, she's asking, why don't she said that the traditional recycling she means is the one of crushing and rebuilding. I guess you missed it the time he talked about that. But would you want to talk about that? And she's asking, okay, turning it into like paper, like she made an illustration, like the way we crush paper, turn it to pulp and rebuild. So why is it not done like that currently in Nigeria? Okay. Oh yeah, that's the website. Okay. I guess there's a problem with his network. He has dropped off. He'll be joining us as we conclude the webinar. Oh, yeah, he's back. Okay. So, yeah. So, would you want to say what about that? There's a network glitch right now. No, I believe so. It's a network glitch. It's a network glitch. So,
Yeah, so I'm sorry, our network kicked me out, so I don't know the question. Yeah, badly.
okay, yeah. So she was asking, the traditional recycling she meant was the one of just like paper, you crush paper, turn it to pulp and create another paper. Why is it not being done that way? I know you said something about that earlier, but I wanted to address her question. So is that safe? Is that a safe option or not? Then if that's a safe option, or if it's not a safe option, why is it not being done in Nigeria, or is it done in Nigeria currently? So if she wants to know more.
Yes, so first of all, you can't compare e-waste to paper, you know. So electronic waste has different components. Let's take, for instance, a PCB board, a printed circuit board, just like the motherboard you have in your computer. I know if you live in now, you own a computer. So your computer board now, if you have it in, let's say, 500 motherboards, and you want to now crush them, you are crushing many things together. So what you can do, or what is being the best practice, is more like segmenting. So segmenting talks about removing the components and segmenting them in different categories. The ones that are XYZ, put them together. Let's say you have 10,000 of them. You extract each component from each one and segment them. So the ones that are shreddable, things like plastics, like ABS, PLA, PC plastics, those ones are things that you can now those ones are things that you can now what's it called, shred, right? So but other things, you can't just say you want to break down electronic waste the same way you do plastic, or the same way you do, sorry, the same way you do paper, and mesh them together. It doesn't work that way, because e-waste is, it has a little, it has a lot more than just what you think. Yes,
That's
sorry about that. I had to pick the call.
okay. Okay, no problem. So I think we're rounding off here. So in conclusion, I know you've answered the question of women that want to go into recycling. You talked
Yes.
about that. So now just give us a final word. What do you think we should do? And why should we, when I talked about women, I mean, for instance, a stay-at-home mom, she doesn't have fundings from everywhere and anywhere. What would you advise her if this is her dream? Go into e-waste recycling, what would you tell?
The first thing to do is to go to the bodies that have opportunities around this space. That is why I keep mentioning EPROM, because they are the only people I can lay my hands on, right? The other guys are private owned companies. So EPRON is more like a regulatory body that's been run by the government and government and private, P2P. So if they can go to places like EPRON to make inquiries, EPRON will now enlighten them that, okay, this is what you could do, this is what you should do, right? So I think that's the first step, to have a basic knowledge of what they want to do and how they can go about it. So that's the go-to. Then that way they can now enter some form of training, maybe sign up one of their programs, and from there it can just start set the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you very much for joining us. I want to be sure there are no questions coming in anymore. Yep, you've answered quite a lot of questions, and you've shared with us your access links, both your email, your website, and all the things that we need to know if we want to reach out to you. I really appreciate your time. I'm sure today was a very busy day and a very good one, of course. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are also exhibiting tomorrow, or is it done because you've exhausted your products over there in Abuja right now? Are you exhibiting as well tomorrow? Okay, because I'm asking because in case someone is in Abuja that wants to come and see you guys after seeing this webinar, they will be able to catch you, or else any other person should come over to Lagos or communicate to be sent to you through their emails. Okay. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the evening and all you shared with us. I'm sure this is not the last we're going to see, because we've learned a lot.
Yeah,
And
it's ended today. So
oh yes, it ended today. So we appreciate you and wish you all the way back to Lagos. Johnny Mercies tomorrow or whenever you choose to go back. We're happy to have you. happy to meet Quadloop Technologies. I will look forward to hearing more about you. Chances of collaboration, the doors are open. So for anyone that wants to go into collaboration, please go ahead. So with that, we say thank you very much and have a good night's rest. So for everyone joining us, thank you for joining us and your time. Those that are watching the replay, thank you also for coming around, and I'm sure you must have learned something. And also feel free to communicate with us, join our community. You can visit our website, shimergetribe.com. One word, shimergetribe.com. You'll visit our website, you will see, join our community, you fill the form and you find yourself right into our group. We are going to be having more webinars, more people are going to be visiting us, and we don't want you to miss any one of them. And our newsletters are constant, so you can also subscribe to our newsletters. You receive mails whenever we go live and whenever we have something to share. And also opportunities like this and job offers that in this sector or outside
Thank you
this,
so
whatever
much.
that has to
Thank you so much. Really
contribute.
appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yes, whatever will contribute to your life in tech, we have them. All those things, we share information. So feel free to join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, so you know when we go live. Click the notification button. You know when we go live and information we get to share per time. So with that, I will also say have a wonderful night rest and a nice weekend from tomorrow. Bye.